smooth, or was it just?
And we are live from Maui, Bas Rutten from Southern California, and Butterbean from where? Bean, where are you?
I'm in Atlanta in the Dallas Page crib.
Oh my God, you made it.
It's the house of reckoning, the pain factor. It's all right here.
And you've been there for a few hours.
Right, I've been there all day so far.
Yeah, we
been here for the next 90 days.
Yeah, guys, we were wondering out there, people watching, that before we went live, Bas and I and our producer Rachel were asking Bean about the house and the people, and he said, everyone's really cool. It's only a couple of tiny little things. Big smile on his face, and we're asking, and Bas, did you answer? How do you think Bean's going to look 90 days from now? A, we still have that smile on his face, and B, will all the people in the house still be alive?
That's the thing. Nobody recognize him. Maybe he's got long hair. He's got a beard. Walks around with a freaking six-pack. People go like, "Who's that guy?"
I get along with everybody here so far. Yeah, it's all a good deal.
Of course, they're going to go along with you because you beat the shit out of them if they don't. That's how it goes.
There's one person. The one person here knows who I am, but the others don't have a clue.
Oh wow. Okay. So tell us about it.
They don't know what that is. They don't, I was telling one of the people in here, I said, yeah, I make a mean butterbean stew. They're like, I love butterbeans. I go, it has no butterbeans in it. It's just my name. I named it after myself, and they didn't get that.
They don't know.
They find out. They got 90 days to find out.
Hey, we got people from Australia and France watching us. That's awesome.
Hey, we got a couple quick hellos. Sorry?
That's good.
Sorry, guys.
Sean Berry. Ronald Elvis from Atlanta.
Yeah, we get hellos from Sweden, from France, from Australia. That's a beautiful thing. Here we are in the U.S. So, Bean, describe to us, if you don't mind, what's going on. But let me set this up first for those who maybe in Sweden and France and Australia don't know. Butterbean is in Atlanta at the Diamond Dallas Page crib, taking part in a 3-month experiment, which is a reality show where they're going to turn Bean. I mean, Bean already is a warrior, so we can't say turn Bean into a warrior, but kind of remake you from top to bottom physically and see if you can reemerge like Dallas Page's famous Arthur did, only better, bigger, stronger, faster, all that stuff. Yeah, he's already got that going. Woo! Don't do that, you guys. We could get sued. I hope Paige didn't hear that. But that's right. Boom. Tell us, man, what's the house like? What's the vibe like? What's happened on your first day, which is the first day of the rest of your life?
I was supposed to be here yesterday, but my car broke down. Matter of fact, let's back up even in the morning. I had a flat tire. I got that fixed down the road. My alternator went out. So it was a 2.5-hour tow ride back home. Grabbed the other car, and I zipped out the next morning to come down here. So I made it here this morning around 10, 11 o'clock. People here is great. It's a real good vibe in the house. I think we're going to do a lot of good here.
What kind of house is it? Is it a big house? What is it?
Dallas is, I guess, one of Dallas's first houses that he owned.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he never sold it, so he's kept it, and this is where he shot some of the other videos, like the resurrection of Jake the Snake and Arthur, and so it's a big house. I think there's 5, 6, 7 bedroom.
Oh, nice! Wow.
Yeah, Bas. I've been there before, Bas, and it's kind of like it's a term. I think they call it like a McMansion or something like that. Like a mini mansion. It's big. It's nice.
I don't consider my house a mansion, and it's probably twice this size.
All right, cool. Hey, more fans from Australia. Tyron, how you doing, man? Thank you. So Bean, tell us. It's 10 o'clock there now.
Hey, great couple of family. What's up? Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. And Canada, you get a lot of encouragement. So
man, we got a small over the world.
So being 10 p.m. where you are, that means you had dinner. What'd you guys have for dinner?
It was awesome. kind of.
Right.
We had brown rice with ground turkey on top and Brussels sprouts and a salad.
All right.
Healthy food. Healthy food. No beer.
Yeah. No Crown and Jack or nothing. There's probably calling that, believe it or not.
And I expect that's how you'll be eating for the next 3 months, then?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah, can you imagine?
I'm sure we'll be eating things like egg whites and spinach and all that good healthy stuff.
So that to me is like one of the best parts of this. Boss, you eat clean, don't you? For the most part?
I try, yeah. I do my burgers here and there.
It's a little bit beyond clean, I think. It's gluten.
Yep. Gluten free.
It's pretty much everything free.
Yep.
No dairy.
Yep.
Which is going to help the inflammation.
Yep.
I'm already been constipated. I haven't pooped in 2 days, so I don't know what I'm going to do. But I got a bidet ready to go when I do.
See, Bob, like I know that you know about diet. I mean, I'm pretty educated, but my diet's not clean. I live by myself. I don't really take care of myself too well. And to me, it would be a dream to be in that situation for 3 months where someone that really knows their stuff is just making it happen for you. To me, I think some people might think that's deprivation. I love that idea. I don't know about you.
Have you ever had something called quinoa?
Quinoa, of course.
Yeah.
Quinoa. I experienced that today. Awesome.
Oh, yeah. I eat that a lot. I make a porridge out of it. So I take like a cup of quinoa, and this is the way I do it, right? I take 2 half cups because otherwise it's too much. I take how you call it, where you put coffee in, hot coffee, a thermo can. So then I add boiling water on it and put a lid on it. That's the only thing I'm doing. And then I wait for like 45 minutes. You take the lids off and it's completely filled. It's all sucked in now. Then I throw it in a blender. I add some honey, and then I drink it. And it's got a lot of carbs. It's great. It's great. And no bloating, no nothing. And it's one of these superfoods, they call it. And it makes me just feel good.
We don't get honey. No sweetened nothing. It's not like,
Yeah, that's harder. Yeah, but still, it's not that bad if you do it. Like, I'm really good with eating things. If it's good for me, I don't really care how it tastes.
Yeah,
I just do it. And people go, "Oh, I just don't breathe in or don't smell. I just drink it." That, I never had a problem with that. And I actually almost always everything I take for the effect, whatever it is. So if I drink alcohol, it's not because of the taste. I like the taste with it if it's good, but I drink it more for the effect. That's why it's not good for me to drink alcohol. But I have to with food also. I can literally get beets and the spinach, and I put it in a blender, and I blend it all to a pulp with water, and I just drink it. Yeah, it's horrible. But
that sounds terrible.
Yeah,
that sounds awful, boss.
I know, but it makes me feel good.
I get it.
My doctor, he performs gastric bypass surgeries on people. This guy was gaining weight after his gastric bypass because I told him he could eat any liquid diet, as long as it's liquid. He was mixing pizza and beer and putting it in the blender. True story. Wondering why he wasn't losing weight. Pizza and beer.
You can't help a guy like that, man. Not for nothing. What are you gonna do?
I mean, you got to be a freaking moron. Hey, we got Kassim in the background. Hey, he's here with us.
Hey guys, we need to bring somebody on here. In the meantime, hello Chris from Canada. We got another greeting from Australia. It's good to see you guys, and we're going to get to everyone's questions today. So please stay with us. Tee up some good questions. We're going to dive in. But I'm happy in the meantime to welcome our new co-host, all-around good guy, 3 times NFL Pro Bowler and family man extraordinaire, Kassim Osgood.
Hey, how we doing, guys? Yeah, you were talking about protein shakes, man. I've been doing my kids all day. My wife's been working a long shift, so I've been on dad duty, and she just got home, so I made dinner for everybody, and I put mine in the blender came upstairs. Had to get set, but my son scratched his knee right before I got on, so I had to get him a Band-Aid, get him set up. Yeah.
And did you make a Coca-Cola and pizza milkshake?
No beer.
No, not at all.
But what do you give your kids to eat, Kassim? What you keep them healthy, or you like also you little fried this burgers?
Yeah, we did gluten-free pasta with some ground up turkey with spaghetti sauce. So a little healthy side of spaghetti, but yeah, my wife is big on health foods. She thinks that the American diet is horse crap. She's originally from Lebanon, so she's like, yeah, you eat like shit.
There's much better food over there, trust me, and healthy. And they got all these crazy remedies, like Pakistan, Lebanon, and all these. Oh, take this, and that will help with your inflammation. And you take it, and go like, oh shit, that really works. Immediately.
Definitely. Yeah, my mother
tastes so much better, guys.
You got what?
I said, good old soul food tastes so much better.
Oh, man. I'm trying to avoid it now that I'm not running as much. I'm trying to avoid it. But those oxtails, they be calling me.
You know what I'm talking about, Kassim?
Oh yeah.
Turnip greens, okra, and sliced onions. Oh man.
Man, I mean, you can put anything in that deep fryer. It's gonna taste good, especially that fried okra. You try to get kids to eat okra, fry it up. They'll eat it all day.
You know what my wife said we had to buy for a long time. We find about an air dryer.
Yes.
Air fryer. Good. It's I use it so much. I put like a whole chicken, chicken thighs. I put them in there with herbs. Just put them in 20 minutes, and they're crispy. You get it's amazing. Zero fat, zero nothing. It's unbelievable.
You guys, I'm feeling kind of jealous. I have to admit, it's like Bas and Kassim. You've got your wives who are very health food oriented, making this happen for you. Bean, you have Diamond Dallas Page making this happen for you. And I'm here. My dogs cannot cook. Sorry, Bean.
We got our own chef, man.
You guys all do, and it's like I'm sitting here in Hawaii with my
rice and a piece of chicken and a broccoli, and that's it, or maybe a Brussels sprout.
Rick,
what's that, Kassim?
I said the dogs had you on the carnivore diet. Where they want
I'm telling you, man, it's like
let's find our food outside. That's what they're doing to you.
I can safely say I've never tried to use this show for selfish personal purposes, but I guess if we have a big audience out there tonight, if there's any ladies out there who are watching this that are healthy cooks and you want to come to Hawaii for a while,
hey,
and you're really good looking, I mean, if you're really nice also, please hit me up. Anyway.
You got to be funny. They have to be funny. That's what the women say about guys, right?
Be funny.
Funny, number one. Yeah, right.
Right.
Okay.
Right. There we go.
I'm getting a great vibe out of the whole house. I mean, I think it's going to do a lot of people that's here a lot of good.
So it's an overall good vibe so far.
Yeah, I'm getting good vibes off everybody. I mean, it's a very motivated house right now.
This is competition 101 all over again, man. It's first day training camp. How do you feel? Like you got any butterflies, jitters, excited?
Yeah, I've done TV stuff before, so it's nothing. Wearing a mic all day is nothing really changed to me. But and somebody just asked where it's going to air. I don't know yet. I don't know where they're going to air it yet.
Yeah,
we're just it's going to be, I would say, at least 6 to 8 months before anybody knows anything where it's going to air.
Yeah, that's the TV process. It's like, the way Paige is going about this, sometimes, you'll get it in Kassim, all this, Boss, this, Bean, this, you get an order from Netflix and here's your budget. We need X amount of episodes. Paige is like one of the last of the true entrepreneurs out there. So his deal is let's make it great. And you've seen his product before. His TV stuff is phenomenal. And he'll go out to the best home on his terms after it's in the can and they can see what he has. So I know it'll end up somewhere, like it'll be a strong vehicle, but we just don't know where yet.
Well, Diamond has a show out right now that it's got great reviews on it. It's out on Netflix called Guardians of Justice.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And he's one of the main characters on it. Now, I was watching a little bit of it earlier. Called Guardians of Justice. It's on Netflix right now.
What is it? Is it scripted or is it what is it?
No, it's like a cartoon / realistic type show.
Okay.
that he's in. It's something he's in right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
this
What
is
about Guardians of?
It's being played right now.
And what was it? Guardians of what?
Guardians of Justice.
Justice.
It's on Netflix.
Guardians of Justice.
yeah,
Yeah,
boss. This is
Write it
big
down
on
with this pen.
It's a great film.
the Butterbean pen, which mine
Butterbean
still hasn't
pen.
arrived yet, or my razor, but that's all right. I'm not taking
Well,
it
in
personally.
3 months you're gonna get one, right?
All right, that's cool. Yeah, boss. This has been Dallas's big project for years now. He, like everything he does, like yourself, he's serious, and he is hoping to crack the A-list. In terms of being an actor. And I've booked Paige in a lot of movies now. But the last one I booked him in, he co-starred with Don Johnson and Olga Kurylenko. Just sold yesterday to Saban. So he's a good actor. And this is like a big, high profile project that could actually push him over that edge. So let's good wishes to our friend.
Oh, definitely. That's amazing. Good work.
And he will be on the show soon, as Bean knows as well. He wanted to get this kicked off first. And I think a couple of weeks from now.
Trying to deal with everybody, and he's got so much going on right now. It's crazy.
Yep. And I think in a couple of weeks we'll have Dallas on, and Jake Roberts will join us for the same show. Jake the Snake, as a guy who's been through the whole process with Dallas, and then there'll be Bean who's going through it now. That'll be an interesting outing for sure.
So
by the way,
Rick.
There you go.
Rick.
Yes.
How's Flex doing?
Oh, how's Flex doing? Nothing has changed with Flex. And this guy, people use the word literally out of context all the time these days. Literally this, literally that. He literally is fighting for his life right now. It could happen anytime. He could be around for years. I don't know. It's that precarious for him. One thing I do know for sure, when you go to the doctors and they give you the pain chart, are you a 0 to a 10? And this guy Flex is legitimately, realistically constant 8 or above at all times.
Oh,
I don't know how he is surviving and coping the way he copes. And, I do hope to have him on again at one point. He may or may not be. I'd love to have him and Kassim on together. I think that'd be really cool.
That'd
And
be awesome.
we'll see. But all we can keep doing is just sending our best wishes and praying for our friend because he's having a hard time.
Oh man.
I take the ball back. I'll be honest. I don't pray for a lot of folks, but he's one I did pray for. Not going to bring religion into the show whatsoever. But I did pray for him. I do pray for him. Him and another friend of mine.
Yep.
So,
Me too. It's every day of mine. So let's all together. The power of a lot of people together, they can do a lot of good work.
For Flex Wheeler. Yep.
Hopefully
that we'll see this guy back before long. Right there.
There we go. Look at this guy here. Boss looks like Sean Connery. Aaron Cooper. I just want to say this really fast because before we keep on going, thank you for that. Because I always said when I was young that if I grow up, I want to look like Sean Connery. I thought so. Hey, it's working. So thank you for that. And off he goes.
40 years from now, so I got that to look forward to.
Such better.
What an icon. Sean Connery was an icon.
Oh man, unbelievable! The way The Rock. Remember that movie with what's his name?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, that it was crazy. But as a James Bond, he was also a cool Bond. He's just a cool dude.
What's the best movie you've made? You had the most fun on?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh well, it had to be Here Comes the Boom, right? Because that was it was working together with Henry Winkler and Salma Hayek, and then Kevin James, of course. But Kevin is a close friend of mine for many years. But to work with the Fonz, I mean, are you kidding? That was a big thing for me, and also Salma Hayek, and then finding out that they're freaking crazy. I mean, Salma Hayek is such a blast to work with because you go she's comes from a billionaire married with a billionaire. She'll drink a freaking Coke and crash the can on her head. Yeah, I mean, she's fun, and so was Henry Winkler as well. Really nice and sweet guy. my main goal, I probably said it on the show already, was here to annoy him, to see if I could get him angry, because it's very hard to get him angry. So I would constantly be annoying him with certain little things. It was very funny. It was very funny. He would steal my chair the whole time. I think we talked about this on my anti-gravity chair. And I can't kick him out. He's the freak of Hans, So at the end, his assistant bought one for him. He came to me and says, "Where can you get those things?" I said, "They're $45. I mean, so it's not even an expensive thing. But on a set, you go to Bed Bath and Beyond. They have them there. They probably have a more so called anti-gravity. Very simple thing. Boy, it's a really good chair. If you have to, so for you, Bean, if you have to hang around and do a lot, that's the chair for you to get for $50. Below $50." You're completely relaxed laying in there. Takes any pressure off the body. It's nice.
I'm hurting today. I mean, my pain level's pretty high right now. I've done a lot.
Shit, man.
So you guys got active day one.
Well, this ain't acting. It's like real life. Go at it and just live.
So what did you do physically today, Bean? Did you guys do like a DDPY workout, or what happened?
Well, Rick, I just signed a 75-page contract that says I can't tell you shit.
NBA.
All right. There you go. The contract. All right.
Okay, wait. But so just imagine you're somebody else. So jump into character for somebody else. Just throw it online. Dallas would love that when you tell this online.
Well, when he put my foot up to the ceiling, I got it like almost. It was like inches from touching.
Oh, here we go.
This is good. This is interesting. I got to see this now.
Yeah.
And then when he had me doing the handstand, I said, if I fall, it's going to mess up your floor, man. I did the whole handstand thing. I got up there.
Did you really? Wow. You did the handstand against the wall, yeah?
Yeah.
And you're fully extended?
Yeah, you believe that, Rick?
That's amazing.
Oh, you believe that?
I don't know. You're saying it, so I want to believe it.
I wouldn't believe it too much.
Okay.
But believe you this, for some reason, eating all this healthy stuff, I'm not pooping regular. And it is not good. I'm constipated. It's bad.
Yep.
Wow.
But you have a bidet.
I will let you know how my daily bowel movement is. And I haven't had one in 2 days. It ain't so hot.
Well, like I always say at this juncture, I always say at this juncture, thank you for sharing. And
next week everything's passes, and I'll let y'all.
I know you will. We know you'll let us know. We know that.
Seat here, so I'm hot. I'm ready to go.
Heated bidet.
Heated bidet. They're golden, man. They hooked us up good.
gold plated bidet. You can take it with you.
Exactly.
Kassim, but Boss knows from the day, the day we started the show, Bean always has something to say about his, inner workings. And, Boss, one of these days when when the show takes off and we have a budget for live graphics and everything, we have to have like a 1 minute segment every week. It's called Butterbean's bathroom. I don't know about you. I can visualize that. We'll have like the flushing toilet and the whole bidet. Anyway, sorry, I'm digressing. You want to take that?
Hey Rick, somebody asked who was my person that hit me the hardest. When you're fighting in boxing, probably say the same thing. It's not you don't really feel the punch. It's like a vibration.
Yeah.
You don't feel. I mean, I couldn't tell you who hit the hardest, but it's more like a vibration you feel. It ain't really I could never tell. I don't know about you, Boss, but I can never tell.
I think I've been hit harder in training than I was ever in a fight. And then you have that flash, and do you hear that you hear that in your ears? It goes, and then it's like, whoop, and then you're back. And then I had in training I had that, but I never had it in a fight. So
I've had my bell rung once, never been knocked out or but I've been hit, kicked to the head one time that you could hear it in my ears.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Who was it? Who kicked you in the head?
Kevin.
Cabbage.
Oh, cabbage. Yeah, they were just talking about it here. Here,
It's
let
not
me see.
sitting down.
There
There we go.
Butterbean versus
Butterbean
cabbage.
cabbage. Epic.
Epic.
Teeth
Teeth
flying.
flying.
Like 4 times.
Crazy.
Brutal wars. I got decleated before Rasheed Mathis caught me. I ran a route too deep my rookie year. Ran right into a sitting corner. He put his top of his head right on my chin. Took me off the air. I was flying in the air and I saw 2 cleats flying in the air. I was like, wow, I have cleats like that. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, those are my cleats. Just blown up.
Kassim, who was that?
Rasheed Mathis. He was a corner for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Got you good, huh?
Yeah, he caught me.
Whoa.
Yeah, I learned quickly to make sure that you run your route the right depth. You have to be exact in the NFL. Or you're going to meet somebody you don't want to meet.
Yeah.
Right.
Guarantee it.
Very good. How much?
And then
Hey, how much fights did you do in your career approximately? What would you say is your favorite combination that always worked?
You know, my favorite punch, overhand right. You just throw the left and throw the overhand right. That's my favorite. It's never let me down.
Yeah.
You know, I've probably had total 300 fights altogether.
wow.
Jeez.
When you count boxing, kickboxing, tough man, I've had over 300.
That is a professional. That is a seasoned veteran.
And I can still talk.
Yeah. Within your high order of thinking, too. This is amazing.
I won't remember shit 5 minutes from now, but
Which goes to show that the title speaks for itself. The King of 4 Rounds, a man with perfectly pretty white teeth that can still speak in 4 sentences and remembers his name after you call him twice.
exactly.
Yeah, and honest to God, being, not just because you're a friend and because you're a co-host, I've never even remotely seen a clue that would make me think you'd been hit in the head before. The kind of things that unfortunately guys like Gary are experiencing. Boss, we know all too well. I've never even seen a notion of that in you before. So that's amazing. That's fantastic.
Well, most fighters have a neck. I don't have a neck, so I don't get that big jar.
Right.
I actually was offered to play pro ball at one time. You got a little one looking at you. Awesome.
I heard. Oh, hi, buddy.
Oh.
But Brett Favre's manager. He goes, I can get you, a center position, Bean. So yeah, I passed.
And then, boss, who's the biggest person you ever fought?
Well, that would be the last guy. It was 265, right? Ruben Valerial.
Okay, Warpath.
Yeah.
So you never did like any of those? You never fought those Pride freak show matches, anything like that?
No, in Pancras they were all about this. I was 205 pounds, the same what I weigh now, 210, 205. And that was, because there were guys who were 170 or 180. I mean, and it was all one weight class. So, yeah, never too big over there. But I never minded, because most of the time, especially at that time, the big guys would run out of gas. So you have to just survive for 4 minutes or so. And then you're going to start looking really good because then you're the little guy who beats up the big guy. So,
how does that feel to have, after you knock somebody out, to have the crowd just erupt?
It's the craziest thing. It's very hard to let go, right, Bean? It's one of the coolest things ever. People go nuts. Yeah. Or you got them in something that you worked on also. And most of the time, the combination that I knock somebody out with, I did work on that before. Because some people always say, oh, it will bring itself, the knockout. I go, no, you can force it, You just do it over and over again. I take 3 combinations close distance, 3 combinations far distance. And on the back, that's the thing I run hundreds of times. And then when you do it correctly and you film yourself once in a while to make sure it's still good, then, a perfect setup will always work if you do it good. So, it's crazy. And in Japan especially, right? Because in Japan, it's so quiet. Nothing. And then when you do it, and then it goes quiet again, Freaking, it's cool. Very cool.
That's amazing. So when you see like Warpath standing across from you, 55 pounds bigger at least, Is there anything in your thought? I mean, I get the strategy is different. You're going to wear him down. I understand that. But is there anything in your mind that changes? Is there any kind of additional, I guess fear factor is probably the wrong term, but you know what I mean, additional concern of any sort?
No, because it's, they're slower. There's no way he's got my speed, and I used to train also with light guys, like 155 guys, train sparring because I will pick up their speed. So I start becoming faster. And heavy guys I fight with as well. So I get used to the pressure or whatever they want to do. But most of them are way better on my feet than, so no. I would, if you have like nowadays these 185ers who are freaking 6'3", and it's the same with 205. You got to get. I would fight at 205 now, maybe 185 because it's easy for me to cut, I think. But anyway, 205 right now, I'm fighting giants. Like if I stand next to John Jones, I mean he's way taller than I am, and he's got that reach and everything. So then, I'd rather fight a weight class lower than to fight a freaking guy like that. And he's good everywhere,
The light heavyweights now, the 205s are built like Kassim. And really, they would look like Kassim with his height and shape and the whole 9 yards. It's a different game, no doubt.
Yeah.
Incredible. So, Bean, your biggest opponent was who? Zulu Zeno?
Probably Zulu or Royster. Royster was a big dude.
Oh, right. That guy was a beast.
Well, what really sucked about the Royster fight, when he first came out, he come up with a flying knee and broke my sternum right off the bat. I ended up beating him, but I was done after that. Then I ended up having a fight 2 weeks later again with a broken sternum.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks after that, I fought again. So I had 3 fights at 1 month.
Jeez.
With a broken sternum.
Yeah, because I had mine. It's now completely out, but it was pushed in a fight. And I literally had the doctor. I said, I don't want this thing to puncture my lungs. I don't know how it works on the inside, because it was pointing inside. So, you got to watch out with that.
So there's a question.
I broke my hand 2 weeks prior to that in a fight. And I broke it bad.
Shit.
But I didn't tell the commission because they wouldn't let me fight. They had banned me.
Yeah.
So I took my finger and pulled it, and you could watch it pop back into place. The doctor said I did it perfect. They said, you said it right.
The things you learn. Yeah.
So the question for all 3 of you guys.
Good fighter, they'll fight injured or not.
That's it. There's a question for all 3 of you guys. And let's go with Kassim first. Question from Mike F. It's for all 3 of you guys. How do you deal with stress before you fight, and give a routine? And Kassim, in your case, before football games.
For me, I love the routine. You wake up early. We have home games. I wake up early, go pick up my family, go get breakfast, go to church for about an hour, then drop family off outside the stadium, and then I drive in the tunnel. For me, it's just the whole ton of music, rehearsing all the plays that I'm supposed to be in on, plays I'm contributing on, stay in the playbook, and make sure I'm stretched, ready to go. I stretch a ton. Like the whole time I'm preparing mentally, I'm stretching. So I just take the whole time to stretch so I'm limber. So right when I hit the field, I'm ready to go. And I look for the first person to be pissed off at, and I start a beef. That way it just gets you going. It gets you in the game. It gets you in that firing on those brain waves. So you gotta find beef early on in the game to get you motivated.
Yeah, I love it.
I wouldn't have predicted that in you. That's interesting. All right. So you go out looking for it to fire yourself up.
I mean, the trash talk and the mental aspect of the game is huge on the field. And there's just a whole lot of John going back and forth. And if you can control that mind game, that mindset, you can get the guys more about overcoming you rather than doing their job. So I'm trying to get them focused on me rather than doing their job.
Yeah. Smart. You, Bean?
Yeah, I was really never stressed out. I always stayed relaxed. I mean, the more relaxed you are, the less energy it takes. Me being as big as I am, I had to save all my energy to. So I try to, the stress, I just don't let it bug me. What's going to happen is going to happen. In my mind, I already had him knocked out before I walk in the ring, so I had nothing to worry about.
Yep. Yeah. I had the same thing with me. For me, everything is relaxed, and I need to. No aggression, nothing in the thing. There's a lot of laughing. We're playing games. We're playing. Everybody's just happy. I remember the last fight I had somebody in my corner. And it was the first time he worked in my corner, and he's suddenly in the middle of the in the warm-up, he says, "Can I talk to you outside?" I said, "Sure." I walk outside. He says, "Listen, man, this asshole is trying to get money from your family, and he's talking about my opponent." I go, "Hey, stop right there." He goes, "What?" I said, "I don't need this talk. I'm good. I want to stay calm." Because once I get aggressive, and I'm already a hothead, I start loading up my punches. You start telegraphing. And I always say, if you have two guys equally skilled, the guy who can stay the calmest will beat the aggression guy 9 out of 10 times, 100%.
Yeah.
You don't get tired. I mean, your energy. People always wonder how my stamina was able to go so far. If you stay relaxed, you don't burn as much energy.
Yep.
That's exactly. I'm the one that goes to poke to see who's ready on their game. Because a lot of people, they practice to stay calm. I go and test it. Hey, he's not calm yet. I'm going to get that guy. And you just go, you attack, get them off their game. It's such a powerful tool. If you can get somebody to focus on you rather than on their training.
Look at the Diaz brothers, the way they start talking to the people, they start pissing them off, and look what it does for them. It's such a smart thing to do. And it is. Oh, this is also a good one. What's best to eat before a fight, and how long before?
This question comes from Harjeet Singh, and so Bas and Bean, take that before the fight, and then let's get Kassim on pregame as well.
It's probably the same. For me, it's really like
pasta. I won't eat 5-6 hours for a fight. I mean, maybe longer than that, but definitely pasta and some carbs.
Yeah, I do potatoes. No, not just potatoes, but I can eat a freaking pan full. And same like you, I do at least 4 hours, 5 hours. So I want it complete to be digested before I go in. And I can drink 2.5 cups or maybe 3 cups of oatmeal. But also I do this a couple hours before. And then in between, I only drink water. No sweets, no nothing. Keep the body completely relaxed and stretch like Kassim does. Stretching is a lot, and especially in martial arts or in any sport where you have to breathe. Because I always talk about this, right? But your chest expansion, this is how you breathe, right? That opens up your lungs. But if you did a lot of weight training, all these muscles are going to be tight. It's very hard to expand a lot. So the more you stretch yourself and your upper body and the ribs in between the ribs, the intercostals, the more expansion you have, and the easier for you becomes to breathe. A lot of people forget that. I knew guys who would do back pressing the day before the fight. I go, dude, that's the dumbest thing that you do. Like 10 days before, you don't want to do any power training anymore. Keeping it loose. That's everything. Stretching. So I'm 100% on board with Kassim as well.
Yeah, for me, pregame, I would do the night before is when I would start my nutrition, where I go 2-to-1 protein to carbs. So I load up on protein the night before, let your body get into a deep rest to have a lot of proteins reserves so that you can start stacking those reserves. And you build the channels, and you wake up in the morning, you go 2-to-1 carbs to protein. So you have more carbs to start to go on those reserves you had from the night before, the protein. It starts getting that protein synthesis linked into, you can start building the long branch chain amino acids into the muscle. So you're actually recovering as you're expending energy. So you just do a little role reversal where you go heavy protein the night before, then heavy carbs in the morning to get that protein synthesis going.
And how many hours is before the showdown is your last meal?
Oh, 4 hours for me.
Yeah, see, also you over that. That's good. I saw guys on the day of the fight eating burgers with their entire gym. Burgers with fries. And I wanted to say something, but I thought I'm not going to do it because then I'm going to maybe it be inside their head, because then they start thinking about how bad that is for you.
Yeah.
So I figured, probably they did it before, especially when the coach is also eating burgers. I go, dude, it's the most insane thing I've ever seen. I've seen, Mark Kerr, he would eat chocolate before the fight. He would have a Ziploc bag with freaking M&Ms and you name it, and he would just freaking eat that.
The dark chocolate is the best because that helps boost your testosterone right for a fight. It's the fastest way to get the dopamine levels going in your brain and get the testosterone going. But that's the dark chocolate without the sugars. The synthetic sugars are oh my God, you're going to shut down all your pathways right away.
That's what I mean.
Before a fight, though, Boss, I'd eat a little bit of honey before a fight, like maybe an hour, half hour before I went on. I'd eat some honey.
Yeah, honey's nice. I only use honey here as well. Even in coffee, I use honey.
Honey's that quick pathway carbs, easy to break down in the body. Fast food source. Burns quick, though.
And what did you say, Kassim? The black chocolate raises your testosterone level as well?
Yes, dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
Yep, 70% or more. It raises your testosterone. I mean, it's incremental, but you have to eat a ton. So if he's going through bags of it, then it's going to give him a little, competitive advantage, but nothing that's visible on serum levels to be tested for.
Okay. I fought in Connecticut one time, and the commission was almost retarded. They would not allow you to eat nothing once you got to the arena or drink anything but water, and they had orange slices in the dressing room for everybody to eat. And I'm telling you what, there's 3 people after the fight, they puked orange everywhere. Oh. They were sucking down orange slices. I mean, the commission was retarded.
Yeah.
Wow.
But guys, the first time I ever cornered for a fighter was at UFC 13. I cornered a guy named Tony Holm. I'm sure no one remembers him. He was Ludwig Borga in WWE. Big 6'5", 300-pound guy. Looked scary as all hell. Back when those of us who didn't know thought the biggest, scariest looking guys were the toughest guys. Little did we know. And he fought Randy Couture in Randy's debut fight. So you can imagine how that went for our team. And the whole story is fun. I have to say the whole story sometime. It's really funny. But the day of his fight prep was till 3 a.m. that morning. This backwoods Georgia gal he met at Gold's Gym that day till 3 in the morning. And then the day of the fight, it was we cannot get this guy to train. He trained one day with Gene Lowell, popped his elbow, and that was it. That was his only prep. So fight day, we went to Gold's Gym, and he just did sets with 500 pounds on the bench. And then we went to Applebee's, where he had the double ribs, and he asked for a hot fudge sundae, and he goes, make it 3. And the waitress is what? He goes, take 3 and put them all in the same thing. And we're looking at the guy going, it's fight day. What are you doing? He goes, oh, but I've been dieting very hard. This is how I do it on fight day. I'm like, okay, man. But you can imagine how that went. Not great.
Wow.
That was it. You'll have to watch that fight sometime. It's pretty entertaining.
I'm gonna go back and look at that tonight. That is the first one to look.
It was Randy Couture with the rear naked. Sorry, Dean?
Because in boxing, some trainers, the old school trainers, say 3 months before or 2 months before a fight, you can't have sex. Months. Yeah. I never went that rule. I don't know about you, boss. What about you, Keem?
No way. It's you know what it is? They made up that rule to keep the fighters in line. Otherwise, they might not be focused and they go after the ladies. That's why I think so. Because for what I understand, if you do tests about it, it actually raises testosterone if you do have sex. So, and I see it as
it's not a good idea. I've tried it. Day of a fight, it's not a good idea.
Not a good idea? Okay.
Especially 3 hours before you go. No, not a good idea.
The legs might be a little empty.
It was fun, but it was still not the greatest idea. I didn't think
it might be a little bottom heavy down here.
But maybe bottom light a little bit.
Somebody asked about how quick we start warming up before a fight.
Yeah.
Greg
Hiley is our viewer. Greg's asking, before you fight, how long in advance do you start warming up? Thanks for the question, Greg. Go on, guys.
For me, I try to delay as long as possible until we get called out to be on the field because I just want to do too much. Sometimes you let your nerves sort of carry you and you're working on adrenaline versus actually warming up. You're actually starting to burn your actual tank. So I try to just limit. So once I get going, you can just build up from there and continue on.
I've always did 3 warm-ups. Like when I got there, I'd stretch a little bit and do some shadow box or break a sweat and chill out. And a little bit later, because sometimes when you're fighting, you don't know exactly when you're going on. So you need to be loose at least enough to, because sometimes they'll give you, you're on in 5 minutes or there's a quick knockout here and there. You can be bumped quick. I mean, so I always, once I got there, at least try to get a couple sweats going.
Yeah, and again, because I'm stretching the whole time, that is all good, and body, everything is stretched, and I go like two fights before, but I go crazy. I like to have my second win before I go into the fight. So I can literally do 2-minute rounds full blast. People will look at me and they go, you got to stop, dude. You got to stop. I say, no, I do this every day. Don't worry about it. But I had a dip one time, and thankfully I still won that fight. But that just before the second went. And I'm telling you, if that guy would have known and he would have turned it up, that would have been, because I felt horrible. And suddenly, thankfully, I got into the second win, and I go, okay, here we go. And then I finished him. But still, I never want to have that feeling again, because some people can see that, and then if they turn it up, not a fun. So what is it? Fatigue makes cowards out of men, right? That's what they say. It's really hard, if they turn it up. So, yeah, always my second win now. I'm coming in completely sweat, completely done.
I got a question for you, boss. Like in the corner, did you ever sit down on the stool?
No.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
always
never-
stood up.
Yeah. But then again, in Japan, we had no rounds. So in Thai boxing, I did it. It was a 30-minute fight, 30 minutes. But even in Thai boxing, I never did that. I see it. It makes no sense. It almost stops the flow. I'm thinking also, what you can do. What is a smart thing to do is either leaning over the rope so it lifts your upper body, especially if you're breathing incorrect, because then you're breathing, taking all these muscles with you, so you can breathe easier. But that's it. Yeah, sitting down, I don't think it's a good thing.
What broke me of sitting down at one of my fights, it was the first 6-round fighter. It was scheduled for 8 rounds, didn't go that long. After the second round, I give it everything I got to get him out of there. I had him wobbled. I went and sat down. The thing hit, the mat to get up, and I stood up and I got dizzy.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh, yeah. Never sat down again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I mean, when I fought Holmes, the 10-round fight with Holmes, I stood up the whole time.
Yep.
I think I felt better.
No, it is. It is better. It is better for you. Sitting down, it interrupts the whole flow. It's like you take yourself out of the game. It's like almost when you're running and then you have to stop at a traffic light, right? Then you have to wait. Everybody always starts hubbling because if you completely stop, it's harder to get that start again. And then sitting, it's really like sitting. It's just not good.
Yeah, that radiator is wide open, letting all the heat go in and out. So your blood vessels are all dilated. So when you stand up fast, sudden movements, all that blood just drops down to your lower extremities. Hard to pump it up to the brain.
Boom! There you have your answer, Bean. That's what
There's the science behind it. Yep.
Yep.
Kassim, you've got a question from Run DMG 101214. Three Pro Bowls. It's the most dangerous play in football in the kickoff return.
I probably would say a wedge buster. I was a wedge buster too. You're the guy. It's called the L4 or the R5. You're right next to the kicker, and you're the one that's running down, and you're going to where they used to have probably sometimes 3, 4, 5-man wedge, and these are 5 of the backup linemen who are blocking for the returner. So your job is to go and open up a hole for everybody else to go in, and firstly, you're the breach, the human breach tool. So instead of the little ram to use on the doors to open it up, the battering ram, that'd be you, the L5 or the R5. So that's probably the most dangerous. That's why they kind of outlawed the wedges. It's not good mentally for your longevity.
And these backup linemen are not little guys, I'll bet.
No, not at all. Yeah, the wedge is made of all the backup linemen, and then you got the guys running down, either the linebackers, the backup inside linebackers or D linemen, or you have somebody like me who was a wide receiver doing the same things because I was a little bigger. So they said, just go in there and do that stuff, disrupt and make it happen.
That sounds like all kinds of fun.
Yeah, it's fun when you can remember it. Those are the good times. When you can't remember it, it's not too fun.
Bean, did you ever think about playing football? Bean would have been a terror on the line, huh?
Oh,
I had an offer to play to be center. I don't remember what team they offered for me. Brett Favre's manager, Buzz Cook. I don't know if you know Buzz, Kassim.
Buzz Cook, yeah.
Well, a good friend of mine. And Brett's a good friend of mine. He goes, Bean, if you want to play center, I'll get you a job right now. I just no way. I was too in the box at the time.
You would have been awesome. You got quick hands. Center has quick hands and thinks on his feet. You're the anchor of the whole team.
That's exactly what he said. Trying to talk me into it.
Yeah, you have the personality for it too. People are going to follow you. It's the real leader is the center. The quarterback listens to the center. He runs the show from the point.
But
Yeah.
I tried. It wasn't my thing.
Well, maybe in 3 months.
Yeah.
Right
I'm just hoping I can get up and walk around the block in 3 months. I'd be tickled to death, Bob.
Fighting machine. Remember to watch that movie again?
Who gets the contract for the first photo shoot, the photo spread? We go on People Magazine and Vogue, Time.
There you go. It's possible.
GQ.
What is it? What is it? What is that Q with the Q?
GQ.
Omega.
GQ.
GQ?
Yeah.
GQ.
GQ. Yep. GQ it is. You see, there with the suit on, and the suit a little bit open, and the freaking apps in the middle, and there's Bean standing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100% virgin olive oil on the body.
That's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it. I can see it with the red, white, and blue. Hey, guys.
Yeah, I told them when I weighed. None of them believed me. They said, there ain't no way you weigh that much. But I can't tell you how much because I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to.
Right. Okay.
I'll stick around the finale.
I weighed as much as I actually did.
I'm excited to see the finale.
Yep. Me too.
Yeah.
What did you want to ask Rick?
Sorry?
You want to say something? You said something?
Yeah, well, we have a few minutes left. I want to ask Bean about two of his fellow heavyweights and Boss, two of your fellow Europeans, the Klitschko brothers. This is a serious subject now, but God, what's going on in these guys' heads right now? Because Bean and Boss, I could see you in that same position immediately if that were the situation in Holland. Not that it ever would be, because Holland is Holland, of course. But I mean, Bean, if you could talk to Vladimir and Vitaly right now, what would you say to them?
You know, it's kind of scary over there right now. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, it's terrifying. I'll be honest with you, Rick.
Yeah, and you got these guys who are heavyweight champions of the world. They're apparently they're worth many tens of millions of dollars each. Have done well in their careers, and now they're. Sorry.
It'd be time for them to get the hell out of town right now.
Well, but they've done the opposite though. They've purposefully armed themselves and gone to the front lines, and I mean, to me, that's the most.
First I heard it. There's no way in hell.
What's that mean?
If I get up and go, if I could go fight right now for my country, I would.
Yep.
You got to back your country. I mean, I was at a show and this one kid was saying, "Yeah, they draft me. I'm not going." I'm going, "No, man, that ain't how you need to look at it. You got to think of your kids, your grandkids. You're fighting for them. You're not fighting for yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're fighting for your country." That's my view on it.
Yeah, they showed another picture of a whole football team that changed their jerseys the day before, and then they all put on the military gear, and they were fighting for Ukraine as well. And I had somebody on the timeline, social media was like, "Oh, I bet American athletes wouldn't do that." And you're like, first of all, you know as well as everybody else do that anybody that is an athlete at professional level loves any type of competition. When you're talking about world championships, not to poke fun at war, but that's what you're essentially fighting for is a world championship. Everybody is so pro-country in America. I mean, people are fighting for things less than that. You're talking about a whole country that love to shoot guns at boars and deers and go hunting. And you know what I mean? That's just in the American blood to stand up and be defiant. So for people to, I mean, it's just sad to see that people poke that and try to put two and two together. Like, Ukraine has a bunch of people who love that country, who are fighting for their country and to love their country, and they're showing you what the human element is. Not so much that it's just because it's Ukraine. You go to anybody's house and try to kick down the door, it's like the big bad wolf man coming out with the machine gun and I'm going to shoot you. That's just how. I mean, it's not American, it's not Ukrainian. I think it's just humans. Like, protect your own at all costs.
All right, one thing I do got to show y'all. This is a picture from a year and a half ago into now. Like last week, I took this picture. Let me see if I can get it on the.
Whoa.
Jeez.
The same guy.
That is a huge difference. And that's a year apart?
Yeah, it's a year apart.
Whoa, dude. How many pounds were there?
I'm not sure. Now this picture was took 2 years ago.
Whoa.
Your heart is thanking you right now.
My heart rate's great. I mean, it's like, yeah, they was shocked.
Yeah. How does that overall feel like the low back, your knees, your hips? Like, do you feel more energy throughout the day because you're carrying around less weight? Like, I know a lot of the linemen, when they retire, they drop the weight and they feel like they're just so much more energy because they're not expending so much. How does it feel like moving around day to day?
Well, I've been able to use a scooter chair because of my back and my hip.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here doing this to be able to get up and chase the grandkids.
Oh yeah.
You know, but yeah, the back hurts. I mean, it's like putting a 60, 70 pound, 100-pound backpack on a lot of people. You know, that's what I'm dealing with.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I've tried to maintain mine. I have annular tears, and I've got bulging discs and all kind of nerve damage in my back, low back, and in the neck.
Maybe DVP. The next will get you down here.
Oh,
I'm telling you what, you did amazing stuff. I'm not joking.
I've been hitting my Bas rooting, right uppercut, left hook, and I've been getting it, man. Keep that range of motion in that back. But I mean, yeah, my hat's off to you because I know that that pain that you're dealing with right now and the fact that you're actively doing something about it, it just speaks wonders to the character you have, man. That's to me, that's a tough one. You just know it's anyway.
I mean, it's helped a lot.
Yeah.
You're
referring to pain.
Oh, hey, by the way, did you hear about Cain Velasquez?
One more for you. One more for you. That's my belt. How much? That's the belt.
Look at that.
Jeez.
Dude, you're going to be back in beast mode in no time.
Well, I've already been. Well, when are you going to start fighting again? It ain't happening. I'm done.
Well, being, I'm really excited to see where you are 90 days from now. It's going to be remarkable. And we're close to the end, boss. I saw a post from my friend shooter Tony Jones about Cain Velasquez. I didn't really understand what was going on there. What happened with Cain?
Okay, so somebody close to him in his family, I believe it was a girl, got molested by some guy. And
his daughter allegedly, right?
And he shot the guy, but the guy survived apparently. But they got him for that. So Cain, the nicest guy on the planet, So it's for him to make that step, I go, it's got to be emotion because if it's a thing like that, I'm not saying that's a good thing to do, but come on, So I hope it's going to be okay. I really hope it's going to be okay.
Yeah, allegedly it was his daughter, and it would happen over 100 times, over a course of 100 times. I think it was repeated abuse that they allegedly happened. So I guess he shot at the guy. I didn't know if he hit him or not. Did he end up shooting the guy? He ended up shooting him.
I think but the guy survived. Full point out. Yeah, he was hit. But oh man, it was a daycare, right?
Yeah.
Oof. I'm surprised, boss, that Cain wouldn't have put his hands on him. That's interesting.
That's the thing.
He would have gone after him that way.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but that's what you see. That's emotions, when that suddenly comes out. If you find it out on the day of the fight, you can be the nicest guy. Did you ever see him angry? Did you ever see him? Never. During fighting, he's the calmest dude on the planet. But that's, well, every guy will tell you the same thing. You touch the daughter, it doesn't matter. The kids, the family.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to watch out.
Yeah, I didn't know that's what it was. Wow. Well, best to Cain. He was a really nice guy. You're right. Super good dude.
It's difficult to see that just to anybody like that. See that. It's just that's an international no. That's a universal.
Oh God. Yeah.
Those are the animals, not the other way around.
Yeah.
So
that's a subject. There's no two sides of the coin on that one. That's for sure.
That's it.
Yeah. Couldn't agree with you guys more. There's one response. Guys, we're at that point, and I know we're flip-flopping and jumping around a lot, but I want to go back to that last subject about the Klitschkos. I'm fascinated with what these guys have done. They didn't need to do what they're doing. Boss, you're a fellow European. You've experienced some of the same, your country, not you personally necessarily, experienced some of the same stuff that Ukraine is right now to a degree or another. I don't know if you know the Klitschkos or not, but whether you do or not, what would you say to them or encourage them to do at this time?
Yeah, but listen, this is not publicity stunt for these guys. There's nothing. They have all the money. They don't need anything. So for them to do that is 100% because the heart is in it, and you got to respect that. You know, it's like, listen, with the boxing wise, you know, in the earlier on, I wasn't that super excited because to me it was a little bit more of pointing. But then when he fought Joshua, and you know, and that fight and the way he got dropped, and then he came back and then he dropped Joshua, and then I got the utmost respect for him. I go like, man, at his age to do that, what he did there, that was a big thing. And now to hear this, man, it's really amazing. I hope that if ever something like that would happen, that I will have the ball, so to say, that, because that's very commendable. I tell you that.
Yeah,
if I'm not wrong, the Ukrainian president is also on the front line fighting.
Yeah.
Yes. Zelensky.
Yeah.
And being Vitaly is actually the mayor of Kiev, the capital city. He's the elected mayor of that city. The whole thing is just absolutely crazy. It's really
I think it's remarkable. It's amazing to see the heart, the love they have for their country. I also don't think it's very strategic. I think from a strategic standpoint, you want to assess what your ability is to help the maximum amount of people, and whether they need a spiritual leader on the front lines, being that focal point. That's one thing. But then also, after this is over, you're going to need people like Vitaly Klitschko to, you know, speak to the people who they can trust and fall into a leadership role and lead people and give out monetary, you know, help for people that need. You know what I'm saying? Just you're able to do so much more long down the line, especially with the president as well. I mean, it's I understand where it comes from. Again, though, the heart is there. You have passion. But like Bas was saying, you practice your routine over and over and over again to where you follow your routine. You're not you'll take you out of your game. You can get caught.
Yep.
I totally agree with that on all points. Yeah, that's a very good point. I just wanted to get your guys' take on that. I know all you guys would be there. Just curious what you had to say about the Klitschko. So thanks for that. Appreciate it. Guys, next week I think we should take the last look at Butterbean, because we won't recognize him 7 days from now. Going to be a whole different person. Full head of hair, 100 pounds lighter. So here he is.
You're going to be Green Bean.
Green Bean.
Green Bean. Real slim.
Hopefully I'm still smiling next week, Rick.
I hope so, man. I'm really glad you're there. I've been wanting this for you for a long time. I think it's going to be amazing, the results. I'm really happy you're there.
I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't realize how much that my wife does for me. You know, like a lot. You know, when you got to unload your suitcase and put all your clothes in, you know, for 3 months worth, and you know, put them all up, and you know, it's things you count on your spouse for. Which I've been married 37 years now. So yeah, you don't realize how much you count on somebody.
Yep,
that's huge.
And Libby's good.
You got a good one in.
Libby. She's an awesome person.
You've got a good one in Mississippi.
Hey, anybody can take me for 35 years. They're a saint. I will bless them. You get the blessing. Say thank you.
That's my wife, 30 years. So she's also a saint. Let me tell you that. But you know, because I mean, you were talking about this on the show, so that's why I'm saying it. But your sex level is pretty high, and now you're going to completely cut off. How is that going to happen?
You know, there's life.
The way he looked away, huh? Oh, no. Oh,
well,
funny.
I don't know what's going to break it in half now. You know, it's happened in the past, you know.
You need a little motivation?
Awesome. I got a Barbie doll here. You know,
Let Let me whip out my bald friend right here.
Oh man.
All right, guys.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
We're reaching new highs today. We're reaching new highs. Guys, good night. Kassim, it's really good to see you again. Will you wrap us up and take us home for the night?
Yes, sir. To all you guys out there, it's better to be kind to be tough. But when they won't let you be kind, you better be tough. Protect your neck.
Nice. I love it.
Good night, guys.
Godspeed.
I love y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Be easy. Sleep well.